Hello everybody, it's me John. I return yet again with this is part of the other segment that we do from time to time on the channel, talking about other animated series or films. I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on K-pop Demon Hunters. Let's do it. So, K-pop Demon Hunters is an animated feature film by Sony Pictures Animation that was in association with Netflix, of course, and was directed by Maggie Kang and Chris Applehands. The voice cast for this film is actually quite interesting. Arden Cho as Rumi, I do apologise if I butcher these names, so Ain Hyo Siap as Jinu, Mei Hong as Mira, Jae Young Yo as Zoe, Ken Jeong, the actor, screen actor, he played the group's manager Bobby, Lee Byung Hyun, the boss of the demons, Jiwa. Some interesting voices, especially that last one I just mentioned, because I recognise that guy from Squid Game. And yes, it boasts an interesting voice cast. I've never heard of the some of them, like the ones that played the main three girls and three female characters in this film. But I think they actually did a good job at really kind of embodying those roles. I think they did a good job, considering I've never really heard of them. They have done some on-screen stuff as well, but I'm not very familiar with their works. But anyways, so the voice cast is pretty decent. And like I say, so this went up on the 20th of June. I've seen a lot of people talking about this film since it came out, and it seems to really have really kind of developed an interesting following. Of course, people that really understand the K-pop genre, music genre. I will say very honestly, I do not know anything about K-pop. I know of it, but I don't really follow it as closely as other things. I have heard the odd song here and there from K-pop groups and artists, mostly through the League of Legends, because obviously League of Legends, the video game, is South Korean. The game is produced there, and there's like a massive esports thing with League of Legends, and they've produced a lot of like music songs featuring Western singers and artists, but with Korean produced music, people from K-pop groups and stuff. But yes, I know very little about it. Like I said, I know of it, but I don't really look into it. I've never looked into it as much. So when I saw this advertised on Netflix, like about probably going back a couple of weeks ago, before this film even came out, and I saw a trailer for it in the coming soon, and I was like, K-pop Demon Hunters? And then I saw some kind of like write-up, like an article talking about it as well, saying basically that there's an animated film coming by Sony Pictures that's going to be about K-pop girl group that basically combat demons. And I thought, that sounds really stupid. So I gave it a chance, and I watched it literally the day of it going live, or going up on Netflix from back on the 20th. And you know what? I was really quite surprised by it. I didn't think I would enjoy it. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I did. I really enjoyed this film. I really did enjoy this film. It's got great balance to it. It's got a good balance. There's been a lot of praise as well for the other dubs for this, because literally it's that much of a big thing that other countries are wanting to do a dub for it, or other countries have stepped up for a dub. There's a Japanese dub, there's a Filipino dub, I believe. There's a Spanish dub, a Russian dub, a French dub. Obviously, it's English and Korean collaboration. It's basically done in English and Korean, because that is the two languages this is actually based to originally. But yeah, this was a big risk, I say. I think this was quite a big risk, on Sony's part to really kind of be invested in a film such as this, because even though there is a big following, I know K-pop is very popular. It's a very popular music genre. Obviously, Korean pop music or Korean music in general is very popular. But to make a film like this, where basically it's a K-pop group and it's animated, it's all CGI animation, and basically it's a comedy, of course, and they basically go off and fight demons. It's a very out there, very outside the box sort of thought process when you think about it, and you just don't think those elements would work quite well, but they do work, and I was quite surprised by how this works so well. Big fan of anime. I love my Japanese animation. I also like some South Korean animation as well. But this really did surprise me. I didn't think I'd like it. I really didn't. But I really liked there was a really good message in there. Like, what I like about the songs as well is that the songs, like I said, it's musical in its nature. The whole soundtrack to this, I have to talk about the soundtrack before I bring this video to an end, but the soundtrack is absolutely brilliant. Considering it's a type of music or genre of music I've never really listened to, I do like my EDM stuff, which is electronic dance music. It is kind of right down my ballpark when it comes to music preference. As well, I do like my rock music as well. I like my rock, metal. So the music for me, it kind of really, wow, I really did love the music. The soundtrack is fantastic. It drives the scenes as well. Like, when these songs come into it, they actually really do add a little extra layer to what is going on in a scene or a certain sequence or scenario. So, for instance, without going into it, I'm not going to go massively into specifics of what happens in the film. I'm going to try and keep it as spoiler-free as possible. There's a sequence at the beginning of the film, which is literally as the film opens. There's a whole song sequence there, which is more comedy-based, and it really drives it, and it kind of really, it's a really good way of welcoming you into the feel of the film. And then as it progresses, it gets a little bit darker, slightly darker. I won't say it's very dark, but there is an essence of darkness to it because demons, after all. But when the Saja Boys, who is like a demon boy group that the girls, basically Rumi, Mira and Zoe are the three main characters of this film, that this film centres around. And they basically form a K-pop group called Huntrix. Now, the point of this story, as you will see from the trailer for the film, three girls that have the abilities and are basically hunters of demons, basically. They go out hunting demons. They're a K-pop music group that is run by their manager called Bobby, who is voiced by Ken Jeong. And they basically are just about to make it mega, mega famous. And they basically, everything kind of goes a little bit up in the air when this demon boy group turn up, called the Saja Boys, I believe they're called. And then they basically kind of all this kind of like rivalry happens between the two bands. And then basically it goes into a bit more of a personal thing with personal side of things with each of the members. That is basically it. You know, it's basically these three girls that are in a girl group called Huntrix, and they go out and they fight demons. What I like as well is that there's like a backstory. Is that it's always been three female warriors throughout time, since, like, I don't know, maybe the 1800s, 1700s, I don't know, but it goes back a long, long time. And it's basically like every generation since the inception of these girls, of this thing, there's always been three female warriors that have basically hunted down demons, and they have the ability and have weapons and stuff that they can use to fight the demons. But yeah, it's a very strange film, and the combination of things, like, it's K-pop, they're a girl group, they fight demons, and it's just kind of like, it's a very out there, outside the box sort of approach to a film, and I'm very surprised Sony Pictures really kind of really put money into this or considered this as an idea. But I'm kind of glad they did, because I like animation like this where it feels a little outside the box and a bit out there and a bit what the hell combination of things. Because like I say, when I first heard of this, I wasn't interested at all. And then I saw a trailer for it just before it went live on Netflix. And I was like, okay. And then I watched it and I just fell in love with it. I absolutely loved it. I loved the characters. I really liked the three main characters, Rumi, Mira, and Zoe. I think they're fantastic. I love the comedy factor to it, where like their expressions sometimes it feels very much like a CGI anime. Because of the way their expressions, like the distortions of the facial features, it's just so funny. It's just so out there approach to the humour. But yet the humour doesn't I feel the humour doesn't overshadow the other elements at play. It's just a good balance, and I think that's what I love about animation, when there's a good balance, where the animation is on point, where the story is pretty on point, and where the character development and everything is actually quite good as well. And all those elements really are very apparent, I feel, with this film. There's the music soundtrack as well is just another element to it. I really enjoyed it, and it's been getting some pretty good reviews by people that obviously are fans of K-pop, of course, and probably people that are outside the box of, like me, basically, that don't really follow K-pop. But yeah, I was really, really, really pleased and really surprised by just how good this film was, and I recommend it to anybody that just wants to watch a film, chill out. It's that type of film where you can just sit down, you can watch it with your family. It's a family fun movie. Just you can sit down with some popcorn or what have you. You know, you just sit down with whoever, and you can just shut your brain off for a bit. And it is actually really good. Like the music's good. The characters are pretty good, and just all the elements that play with this film, I really enjoyed it, and I didn't think I would. Other people may vary. Other people probably will not like this film. Something about it will put them off, which each to their own. But I really liked the elements at play, and considering it's a medium of music I don't really listen to very much and know very little of, I was really quite surprised by how good this film was. And I really hope they do consider making a sequel. I know there is rumours that a sequel could happen, but it has been getting some good reviews. It's been also, I think they're considering on releasing the soundtrack as a physical CD album. They have released it on streaming, so like Spotify. The whole K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack is now available as online. But I think they're considering on releasing it as a physical CD. So hopefully, I really do hope there is a sequel, because what's really cool is that there is a lot more they could really. There is avenues they could go down with this film, you know, in sequels and other films, spin-offs and stuff. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. This has been my thoughts on K-pop Demon Hunters. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Are you like me? Didn't know much about K-pop, but did you watch it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll be back very soon. Bye-bye.